for the translations. Shukran. I see that there's no problem. We are really sorry for some delay due to technical problems with the computers. But as you can see it, this is going to be a great day. I will start like our host, Bismillah Everman Evan. Your Excellency Vice Minister in charge of transport, representing the leader of the Libyan People's Arab Jamaat Union. Your Excellency Dr. Emile Dermen Zissou, former head of state of Benin. Your Excellency Norbert Zoba, Commissioner of African Union. Dear colleague and brother, Abdul Defar, Secretary General of Arab Air Carriers Organization, ACO. My dear friends from the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my greatest pleasure and indeed a privilege to start first here on this podium to welcome you all to the 31st Annual General Assembly of the African Airlines Association, AFRA, in this historic city of Tripoli. My first assignment, major assignment today, distinguished guests will be physically to go down. My head, as a show of a deep respect and expression of the highest consideration to the leader of the great Libyan Arab Jamaat Union, brother Muammar Gaddafi. This is to display our admiration for the magnitude and scope of the visible social, economic, as well as cultural achievements, which through his dynamic and wise leadership is benefiting not only his country, but the whole Africa. In fact, our presence in this country is a clear homage to the great leader's desire to see the continent move forward in all facets of life, and of course, including the airline industry. Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, your presence here, representing the great Africa in our midst today, is a clear expression of his genuine commitment to the dictates of the African Union and Renaissance. History has always described Libya as a crossroads, an oasis of humanity and hospitality to all travelers and traders who ever, over the years, continue to travel across the Sahara. It is worth noting that St. Paul himself made his passage through this holy Muslim land on his way to start his vocational ministry in Rome. No doubt, Christianity and Islam have met here to seep together into this soil the virtues of charity, humanity, and solidarity, which has made the people of this country and its great leader the champions of African Union. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in order to be really credible, realistic, and strong, it is important that this new African Union is based on key economic factors for its development. For instance, the much with a single coal and steel market. Unfortunately, on Africa's side, there has been no significant progress because we have continued to give priority to common political structures and policies at the expense of economic drivers that should have benefited us. For this reason, the new African Union enactment should be strongly founded on economic development factors such as transport and communication, particularly air transport. Chairperson, distinguished guests, having said this, we need to find out the state in which the airline industry is now and what has to be done to enhance its contribution to the continent's development. The map on the screen will show clearly the state in which the continental airline industry is at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, in red, you have all the countries where we can say there's no more airline, no really long-haul airlines. You have in yellow the country where the airlines are still there that are seriously heavy. And in green, you have the only countries where we can say that our airlines are fighting on the same footing with competitors from Europe and the other side of the world. In view of this gloomy picture of the industry, the question we may be compelled to ask is, how are we going to survive in the face of such global liberalization coupled with the powerful consolidation which is now in progress everywhere else in the world? Yes, consolidation across borders and continents will continue to be enhanced. The mega carriers of the North will increasingly invest in subsidiary on our continent. At this juncture, the breathtaking question is again, can we recover or repossess our sky? The response is yes, if we undertake to restructure properly our ailing airlines and follow some recommendations such as the following. Africa should improve the management of their airline by shielding them from government interference and managing them along commercial lines. All key players are seriously calling on African government, hear my voice. The African government will hold most of the airlines to go fully commercial by privatizing them. It is our strong belief that even the few state-controlled airlines that are currently performing well will thrive more once they are privatized. During my 4-year tenure as Secretary General of AFRA, this is the table of the number of CEOs that I have known at the helm of the affairs in the following respective airlines. You see Libya with Ghana